I'm going to go off the text a little bit from today. And no, it's not because I didn't want to talk about Adam and Eve and the woman who caused the man to sin and all that kind of stuff. You'll get that later on. But really, what I want to talk about today is about what it is to be in community. And I think we've had 15 months of figuring out what community is, right? We figured out what community is by not having it. I heard this from so many people. I miss seeing everyone. I so much want to be in church because I want to see the people who worship with me. I want to sit and sing together. We know that sense of community that has made all of you one together here at St. Martin's. And you've invited me in so generously over the past 5 months to be with you in this community. And I am truly grateful for that. But we're here now. And so I have a question for you. Why are we here today? Anybody brave enough to say why you're here today? No? That's okay. By the way, I'm going to ask you questions, so you're going to have to get braver. Some of the things I wrote down, we're here because we miss each other. We're here because we miss the music. We're here because Sunday morning is a time that we go to church. We're here because we're tired of our pajamas on Sunday morning. No, that's not a good one. We've got lots of reasons that we're here today. But the primary reason is because we're here to give thanks to God for God's consistent love that has been with us through 15 very hard months. Right? Can I get an amen? I'm working on this thing. Can I get an amen? Very good. Okay. We're also here to mourn. To mourn 15 months of separation, 15 months of crazy changes, 15 months of anxiety, 15 months of loss. Because it's true. Lots has been lost. That doesn't mean things have not been gained. But we have to acknowledge that there has been loss. We haven't been able to say goodbye to loved ones that we know here in this community. We haven't been able to welcome the newly born and the newly arrived. We haven't shared meals together. We haven't celebrated birthdays. We haven't celebrated anniversaries. So much more. And for me, my anxiety this week, you wouldn't believe. I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm meeting these people for the first time. And it's like, no, you're not. You have gotten to know this community for 5 months. But it was so different to say hello to each of you as you came in the door today. Those of you who are here, it's different. And we've got to remember that doesn't make it any less for those who are worshiping with us online. That is the newness that we have to get into. That we are together, a community, whether we're together or apart, we are community. And how do we do that? We do that when we turn toward God and remember that God has given us the strength to get through all of this. Today, thanks to Tim's wisdom, we are going to sing, not surprisingly, A Mighty Fortress is Our God. That's a good, I'm sure you're all going to belt it out. How long have you waited to sing A Mighty Fortress is Our God? Right? It is a Lutheran anthem, I like to think. And it was inspired, Martin Luther was inspired by Psalm 46. And so I'd like to read Psalm 46 to you. God is our refuge and strength, a very present help in trouble. Therefore we will not fear, though the earth should change, though the mountains shake in the heart of the sea, though its waters roar and foam, though the mountains tremble with its tumult. There is a river whose streams make glad the city of God, the holy habitation of the Most High. God is in the midst of the city. It shall not be moved. God will help it when the morning dawns. The nations are in uproar. The kingdoms totter. He utters his voice, and the earth melts. The Lord of hosts is with us. The God of Jacob is our refuge. Come, behold the works of the Lord. See what desolations he has brought on the earth. He makes wars cease to the end of the earth. He breaks the bow and shatters the spear. He burns the shields with fire. Be still and know that I am God. I am exalted among the nations. I am exalted in the earth. The Lord of hosts is with us. The God of Jacob is our refuge. Luther's gift to us in the hymn, A Mighty Fortress is Our God, is the reminder that God is greater than anything in the world. Today, we celebrate that COVID does not control us, even while we remember that there are those who cannot be vaccinated like our children. And we continue to wear masks and take care for their sakes. We celebrate that God's grace has been with us even as we have been apart. God's grace is the mighty fortress that sustains us and will always sustain us. Today, in our second reading from it's Paul's letter to the Corinthians, this part I want to emphasize. So we do not lose heart. Even though our outer nature is wasting away, our inner nature is being renewed day by day. For this slight momentary affliction is preparing us for an eternal weight of glory beyond all measure, because we look not at what can be seen, but at what cannot be seen. For what can be seen is temporary, but what cannot be seen is eternal. For we know that if the earthly tent we live in is destroyed, we have a building from God, a house not made with hands, eternal in the heavens. We are here together in a hybrid way to worship our God, our Creator, our Redeemer, our Sustainer, who continues to be with us wherever and however we are. We are God's children claimed by the water of baptism. We are God's people called to be community in Central Austin. We are God's family in a greater world. We are God's. Let us celebrate that. Amen.